Hey,
I,
um, Zoom didn't recognize my computer.
oh,
Um,
okay.
so yeah, it was just gonna be a minute. It was saying, you're logging in from a computer we don't recognize and you haven't been on in a while. I'm like, what?
I was losing my mind. I was like, I had the link.
No, I know. It wasn't y'all. It was definitely mine. It was like, yeah, it was crazy. It was saying, yeah, we don't recognize, put this code in. And like, oh my gosh.
Okay.
Like I just did this last month. Definitely mine. It was like, thing. I'm just have to still set up here for um transcripts and whatnot. I should be ready to go in 1 second.
Okay, that's fine.
Eh,
How many do we need for a quorum?
4.
Okay. Well, hi, Lee and Steve and
Hi,
Michelle.
Hi, Kayla. Are you on vacation?
I am, my son is doing a kind of internship volunteer thing in Wyoming for the
Oh,
whole month.
nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
so I'm here because he's in high school. So it's not quite vacation. And so
Sounds pretty nice to me. Where in Wyoming are you?
I'm in Cody, Wyoming.
Cody. I don't know where that is. That's like
So
central, right?
it's actually northwestish because it's about an hour from the east gate of Yellowstone.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
And so
Nice.
where we're staying doesn't have very good internet. So I'm actually in the library, in the public library. I have a meeting room, but they
Are you staying
close.
up there all month with them or?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Nice.
yeah. He needs an Uber driver and he needs an adult. Um, and I was like, okay. So yeah, it's beautiful.
That's not bad duty. That's not bad duty.
No, no, it was, I can take it.
you're not on dial-up, are you?
Pardon?
You're not on dial-up, are you?
No, I am in the library. The library's been my workspace. It's great. But they close at 7 Cody time, which is 9 um
We
your
got time.
time. Yeah. So hopefully. I mean, it says there's free Wi-Fi in the parking lot, so I can I can see. But my goal is to be done a little before 9, before the library closes.
Yeah,
Oh, we can do that. We can do that.
I was out there in 1970. Things have changed. Not in Cody, but in Wyoming.
Oh, well, I'll bet Cody's changed. I was
Yeah,
here 10 or 15 years ago. And it just seems a little bigger and a little more touristy. But it's not, it's only 5,000 people year round.
yeah. I was out
That's
hiking in
good.
the Tetons, so
Oh, nice. Yeah.
we made a promise that we weren't going to Yellowstone because of the traffic.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I think my son and I might do it on a weekend,
Yeah,
but we'll leave really early. Where we're staying is about a half hour from Yellowstone, so we can leave early and he wants to
Well,
fish. We'll
you've
avoid the
been there before
crowds.
though, right,
I
Kayla? Yeah.
have, yeah, yeah. So we're just skipping old. We already saw all the things. We can do
Yeah.
the, non-traditional
Right.
things.
Right.
So we're just waiting for Joe,
We
right?
are just waiting for Joe.
Okay.
Joe's
And
here.
Martin
We're
said
waiting
no.
for one more.
Martin was not coming,
right, and Anna's
Right.
not
and
coming.
Anna's not coming today.
Does anybody have Joe's cell phone number? S-
And
Somebody should ping him because
it's 5 minutes after. I'm trying to see if I.
sometimes he forgets, I think.
Well, he was there apparently last week.
Yeah, yeah, that's right. I forgot about
I don't have his cell number.
either do
Uh,
I.
I'll email him really quickly.
When were you in the Tetons, Steve?
I was there in summer of 1970.
Because I was there summer 72, I think, maybe
Oh, I was
70.
with a friend of mine. We were driving out to the Cascades to go hiking for a couple of weeks, and we figured we'd take our time and stop off in the Tetons and
Yeah.
hike for a week.
Well, we went with the intentions of going to the Tetons, but like all good hippies back then, we didn't make a reservation or anything. So we
Oh,
ended up at the Bridger National Wilderness for,
Oh.
Oh, that's supposed to be really pretty though.
well, it was really, really pretty. Wind River Range is really, really nice. And then we got to the Tetons the second week, I think. But
I went out to the Olympic Peninsula too, the only rainforest in North America, and it was nice and sunny. I was disappointed.
you must have been there during the summer.
Yeah, yeah. I think the last day it got cloudy and drizzly, but
Where did you go?
in the Olympics,
Yeah, which
we
side?
kind of went up to the outside
Okay.
and stopped off in Quinault River and did some
Yep.
hiking around through the forest, and then came back down and over on the east side, and then went over to the Cascades.
You
I
drove
used
up
to live
from
in there.
Connecticut? That's pretty
And
healthy.
we drove
drive.
from Connecticut in the 1959 Rambler, which,
Yeah, that's a pretty healthy drive.
well, back in 68, I drove cross country and down to Acapulco and then up to San Francisco and then back to Key West and back to Connecticut.
Wow.
And
That's
then I
impressive.
got drafted.
Oh, that's not as impressive.
Well, so did two out of the three of us. The third guy enlisted because, as he said, I got lonesome. All of his friends had gone in the army, so he just kind of hanging around town with nothing to do and nobody to talk to. It was like that in those days. If you weren't doing anything in particular, they found
That's
something
not
for
a
you
good
to
time.
do.
It wasn't a good time to enlist either, though. I wouldn't
No,
say.
well, he just decided it was time to go. They had a program by that time to volunteer for the draft, so he only enlisted for 2 years.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So Maria, I emailed Joe. I haven't heard back yet.
I emailed as well. I just tried to call the number, but I don't think it's the
Maybe
correct
that's,
number anymore. It was a home
we should
number.
put that on our to-do list, to make sure everybody's cell phone numbers.
Yeah.
Where's he live? We could all grab laptops and go up to his house. Surprise. See if he has enough bandwidth.
Yeah, thought he texted me at some point, but I can't find it.
Are you allowed to deputize Maria?
No.
Let me try calling one more time.
Said he was going to be here.
Yes. Yeah, I don't have anything from him.
Oh, my computer is telling me that today is National Chocolate Day.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that would have been good to know earlier.
He's logging in right now.
Phew.
Okay.
I'm gonna bring over Bob Doan while we're waiting,
Okay.
because he's the first two applicants.
Good evening.
Hey, Bob.
I
Hi.
I do have Joe's cell phone, so I tried to call it, but then as soon as Maria said he's logging in, I hung up.
Yeah, I only have a home phone.
It only rang once and then I hung up, so I can try it again if need be.
No, he says he's logging on now, so.
Okay. I don't want to abuse my cell phone privilege.
That's funny.
Sometimes people give you their cell phone number just to be polite and seem friendly, but they don't want you to use it.
Yes,
Exactly.
that's true.
After COVID, everybody has mine.
I can't give anybody my home phone anymore. That was just an unnecessary expense that usually ended up getting spam calls.
Yeah.
I didn't have a town cell phone during COVID, and we had no other way of communicating with anybody when we were working from home, so
Yeah,
then I had to tell all the contractors and engineers, forget my number after COVID.
well, I have a default phone ring that's not in anybody that I don't want to talk to necessarily gets a default ringtone. And if that ringtone rings, I don't answer it. I'll wait for a message and decide. Then I make the decision if I want to call them back. Most of the time, it's no.
Joe.
maybe Joe's coming from dial-up. I don't know.
What a horrible situation in Texas.
Oh,
Just absolutely horrible.
Awful. Just terrible.
We have, the designs that we do based on various storm events is now, I have a lot of conversations with various commissions about how much those design storms are changing, and they're all based on statistics that are 50 years old, pretty much.
Well, my wife has always said that all these weather forecasting algorithms,
Yeah,
we're not sure they're valid anymore. If you keep adding new data onto old data, but the new data is a whole different system, you're
yes.
not getting any information. You're getting bad data. You need to
Mhm.
wipe everything clean and start all over again. And
Yeah,
I think we've reached that point where if it's not weather data from the last 10 years, it doesn't count.
yeah, it's hard to yeah, it would be hard to accumulate that information and then have it approved by all the necessary engineering channels like the DEP and et cetera.
Yeah, but you know, if you're getting bad results using the
Yeah,
data
no,
that's approved.
I agree with you, Steve. It's
Kilo, did you ever meet Bruce Larson? You know Bruce?
Oh, yeah,
Okay.
yes.
I think early when I was at Yale, he made some comment about, well, let's see, in Clinton, we've had 4 100-year storms in the last 2 years. Maybe we don't know what a 100-year storm is anymore.
yeah. That's true.
Oh, Jesus.
Joe
You
should
want
be
me to
here
try to call
shortly.
him again?
Hopefully he's coming.
There he
There he
is.
is.
Yay.
Hey, Joe.
No pressure.
A little bit.
Sorry, a bunch of then I went into relaxation mode. I'm here.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I would like to officially open the Madison Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Agency meeting on Monday, July 7th, 2025 at 7:18 p.m. And we have members in attendance: Steve Lowry, Lee Schumacher, Joe Boudreau, myself. We have staff member Maria Patello and Raquel Stubbs. So our first, we have pending applications. So our first application is 25-20, 554 Horsepond Road. This is for a regulated activity to permit construction of a 5-bedroom house with sanitary system, well, and associated grading. We discussed this last month. And I kind of went through the minutes to see what we had to update, but we have a representative of the applicant here, Bob Doan, if you want to kind of update us on what
Sure.
has changed or clarify. the
Okay, be
plan.
happy to. Aaron Schumacher was at the meeting last month on my behalf. And I went through his notes and what we have done. If we're starting with unit number 3, we have changed the grading on the wetland side, which is essentially the west side. And we've added a 10-foot buffer along the property line to be a planted buffer. And we also are calling for a row of bales hay erosion check staked along the toe of the slope. You can see the hay bales are in the darker block that runs along the property line. And we have a note that the 10-foot buffer is to be planted with native plants pursuant to the soil scientist. And in this case, we are using Michelle Ford to do the planting. She's been working with us on the permit for the driveway and the crossing, and we'll continue to use her throughout the project. But that's those are essentially the changes that were made. We beefed up that side and flatten the grade a little bit.
Okay, right, because one thing we discussed was this additional buffer which you provided. And I'm sorry, it's really small, and I tried to look through. Is that vegetated buffer that's on the plans, right? So this is on
Yes.
the site plans.
Yeah.
And is there a call out for, making sure that those that there's a like 3-year survival rate to keep that buffer again
We can
established?
we can add that note, whatever standard notes you'd like to add to ensure the plantings. We were going to adopt the same verbiage that we had for the overall subdivision,
Okay.
which had the planting that you see in the colored plantings are the ones that Rich Snarsky specified, and they have those same. They have the survival rate notes attached to those, and
Okay.
we can do the same for this buffer also.
That'd be great. And then one other thing, and I just pulled these from the minutes, is just was there a number or a sense of how many trees are being removed, especially from that side?
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't go out and count them, but there are about a dozen trees that will have to be
Okay.
taken down in that area.
Okay.
Bob, this is
Other
Lee.
questions? Yeah.
Maybe I don't I'm missing it, but can you tell from the plans what the extent of the buffer? I mean, where is it going to start and where is it going to end?
Yes, it's essentially that, the line that runs around the hay bales. It's essentially the length of the hay bales.
Okay, thank you.
Other questions for the applicant?
Nope. I move
No.
we approve application 25-20 454 Horsepond Road with our standard conditions. I don't think we have a staff memo on this, right? I
Well,
don't
we
see-
do.
Yeah, from last meeting.
Oh, we do from the last meeting. Okay.
Mhm.
Here, I'll share that.
Sorry, I forgot about
That's
that.
okay. All right, can you see that?
Yep.
All right, right, so this is our staff memo. Oh, sorry, Lee made a motion. I'll second.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So I'll second, and now we can discuss. So we didn't schedule a site walk. Presumably the health department will approve this. Here is our standard language that we use. I guess I just would like to add, I know it'll happen, but just to, I would propose adding as a third condition, just making sure that 10-foot vegetated buffer has the, survivability language that matches the survivability language for those other plantings. Or I mean, I don't know what that language is. We could say our typical is, monitoring for 3 years with and having 80% survival, I think. I don't have that other language.
Do you want it?
Hold on.
Somebody
Well,
should, we should make them consistent though, don't you think?
So
Yeah,
what
no,
we-
I think it should be consistent. What is it?
What it currently
Sorry.
says is the wetland planting area shall be monitored by a certified professional wetland scientist for a period of 5 years after installation to assure viability. These areas with more than 10% mortality of the plants within the 5 years shall be replanted. The wetland scientist shall provide a report biannually to the agency's agent concerning the health of the plantings.
Oh, I like that.
So we could say the 10-foot wetland buffer.
Right. That
Planting buffer.
vegetated, yeah, just to match that to match that language, the 10-foot vegetated wetland buffer.
Should we add to that also I mean, right now the vegetated buffer isn't detailed. Do we need any details or just have Maria approve it once they decide exactly what they're gonna do?
As far as plantings,
Yeah.
it's natives, right? It says on the
Yes,
plan.
it's
Okay.
native.
Yeah,
Is
it
that-
says it's natives. It says
That's
that, yeah.
enough? Okay, that's
Well, they
fine.
specify the plantings on the plan.
Okay, never mind. That's fine.
Yeah. So
And
that
that's
would
why they're
be,
colored.
no, those are different.
Those are,
That,
oh, sorry.
Oh,
those colored plantings are for the wetland crossing. Those are a
oh,
different.
okay. These
So
are,
this vegetated buffer is new and it is marked out on the,
Yep.
it is in that area.
Yeah.
But it would just be good. That's what we're matching the language to are those colored plantings. So that would be my recommendation is that we add the language that matches those other plantings as Maria read out.
Okay.
Other anything else to add to this motion? No, I'm going to stop sharing.
I don't have anything.
Okay. All in favor of the motion as
Aye.
amended? Raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Any abstaining? Okay, great. Unanimously
Thank you.
passes.
Okay.
Okay. So our second application is 25-21, 454 Horsepond Road. This is unit 4. Again, we have Bob Doan for the applicant. So Bob, did you want to
Sure,
talk about
it's,
any updates to this? Yeah.
yeah, this is pretty much the same revisions as we did for unit number 3. And we've added a similar planting buffer along the, in this case, along the southern property line. You can see the baled hay erosion check line has a planting buffer that runs about 3/4 of the way up the side. It's goes up and catches the stone wall, and beyond the buffer, the stone wall and the property line are coincident. But this is at the toe of the slope. We pulled the slope back to accommodate the 10-foot buffer. And we are also calling for a erosion control blanket to be put on the slope. I probably should have mentioned that on the other one also, but for the slopes that are up to 3-to-1 or as steep as 3-to-1, we have an erosion control blanket on them. But those are the changes, very similar to the other one we're calling for. Although I have to apologize that I left an N out and it says platting buffer. It should be planting buffer.
Okay, thanks. Any questions for the applicant? I'm assuming, I guess from the minutes I pulled, there was also a question about trees being removed.
Yeah, again,
Yeah.
what you're looking at here is about 15 to 18 trees in that area.
And you move the soil spoils area back out of off the slope. The stockpile.
Um,
I don't see it there anymore.
yeah, the stockpile area is to the west of the house.
Yeah, okay, it's not labeled, but it's marked out, so I was assuming it got moved there.
Yeah, it has a leader that goes to stockpile
Yep.
area. Yeah.
Oh, okay, there it is. Okay,
So the erosion blanket, how long does that stay?
It's biodegradable,
Okay.
mat.
That's what I was assuming. So that, all right, so that's just there until presumably they plant
Yeah,
or
until you
the-
get a
Stabilization.
permanent grass growth. It
okay,
doesn't last more than a season.
okay,
It's there, it rots pretty fairly quickly. I would say in a normal year, it lasts it has a useful life of about 6 months or so.
so I guess I have a question, because that, some of that's pretty steep there. What happens if, I don't know the schedule for building and selling. I know the house in front hasn't sold. Um, what happens if it gets built and no one moves in and there's no plantings, there's no grass planted? What happens to that erosion blanket then?
There were you don't put the erosion blanket down unless you have
Okay.
grass. You put it down on top of the grass seed.
Okay. So presumably, all
It's
right.
it's to the developer's advantage to, once you put the topsoil down, you want to immediately seed it, probably hydro seed, and then add a erosion blanket immediately.
Okay. Because, right. Because given, it's been rainy and, given everything, I guess you'd want to make sure that
Oh,
that's not
absolutely.
sitting, because that other house with the same developers has been sitting out there for a full season, kind of unfinished.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't want to have that happen in this case.
Are these gonna be spec houses?
Um, they they may have, I think this one's already sold.
I was
Okay.
gonna say, I thought one of the rear ones was, I wasn't sure which.
Yeah, I think it's this one, Maria, but we're trying not to make them spec houses. The
Yeah.
design is specific, and so this one I don't think is a spec. I think this is already sold.
Okay.
Okay. In my past life, I have had problems with houses that land that got stripped off and developed and nobody bought it, and nobody bothered to seed it, and that gave me
Yes.
agita.
I've been involved in those situations also, but one of the advantages here is that we have a homeowners association,
Yeah,
and each
Nope.
lot is a member of the association, so the developer stays a member of the association
yeah,
and maintains the responsibility. We also have that, the homeowners documents that get filed obligate the homeowner for not only maintenance of the properties, but also the stormwater wetlands, for example, is part of the maintenance requirements.
Right. Okay. Other questions for the applicant?
Oh,
no,
All right. Anybody want to make a motion? And let me,
I'll do it again. I move that we approve application 2521 454 Horsepond Road with the standard conditions and adding the condition 3 that we added on the previous on application 25-20.
okay, I'll second.
Um,
Does that work? Can we add on the condition that we had for the previous application?
so I'm looking at. How come mine doesn't match yours, Kayla?
I don't know.
What's that?
This is the May 29th. Did
Yeah.
you do a different one? What does yours say?
So May
Here, I'll get rid of
29th,
mine.
Tim Mack, 5-bedroom house with sanitary system, public review area. Lots 2, 3, and 4. Hold on. Horsepond Road, map 84, lot 28, unit 4.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the one we're doing.
RU1. So mine has inland wetland. Yep. Number 1 is the same. Number 2 is the same. Why does I have a number 3 that says site plan will be updated to include open space markers.
We
Oh,
voted
yes.
on that last time.
No.
I thought.
y-
Open
It's
space
been
markers per subdivision referral.
that was
Why is that on mine and not on yours? I didn't change mine at all.
We do have open space conservation markers on the plans also.
I don't understand why it's not appearing on her staff report but it appears
Oh.
on mine.
I don't know. I just pulled up the one.
Yeah, that's weird. Is that not a thing? I mean, I could take that out.
Yeah, take it out. Sounds like it.
I mean, they're already on there, right?
But that's part of the subdivision approval, right, Bob? I mean, that's not,
I believe so.
that's a
Okay, no,
condition
yeah, then we
of the
want them on.
subdivision approval.
Oh, okay,
It's already
sorry.
required.
Right.
Yeah, we
Okay,
have them
so-
on the plan, Maria.
Okay, so I don't know why that was. That's weird. So I added the number 3 that said the wetland planting, the 10-foot wetland planting areas.
Yep, and
Yeah.
it should match what we did for the
Fine.
previous
Or
one.
just did for number 3.
Right.
Maria, I'm not sure if we showed them, if they were a requirement on the subdivision. So it was part of the discussion, I believe, at the last meeting. And so we have added them to this one, and I forgot to mention that we did have them on 3 also. But
Yeah.
they're off the lots. They're on the, they run right along. Actually, they're just inside the open space. So they run along the lot lines, essentially, identifying the boundary of the conservation area.
Right, and last month for unit 2, that was one of our conditions, was site plan
Yes.
to be updated, including the open space markers. That was condition
Yeah.
number 3.
So is
Right.
that going to be a condition on number 4 as well, or no?
It should be on both 3 and 4, I think.
Is it on the plot plan that we're approving?
Yes, they are. Mhm.
Okay, then it's approved.
Yeah, as long as they're on the
That's the
plot.
plot plan that's approved. If the markers are on there, then they have to be put up. So
Okay.
Yes, they're on there. Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so I think, and you said you updated that since last month?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's probably why, because we required
Mhm.
that, we talked about that last month.
Okay.
And,
Okay.
and we made that a condition on unit 2. And so.
Yes.
Okay, that's probably, I probably changed it thinking that it was, okay, never mind. Okay.
That's
So
okay.
we have 3 conditions.
So 3 conditions.
Yep, inland wetland agency needs to be, I need to be notified. Site needs to be stabilized with ENS the whole time, and the 10-foot vegetative buffer, the same languages. Okay,
Same language as before.
okay.
All right. Any other clarifications, comments about our motion? Okay,
no.
all in favor, raise your hand, say aye.
All
I
right,
Any opposed, abstained? Okay, great.
Okay, thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a
you.
good evening.
Okay. So let me just pull up my agenda. Our next application is 25-2710 Allison Drive. This is for a regulated activity permit to construct an in-ground pool, patio, retaining wall, and deck, as well as an outdoor shower, full bathroom, and pool house within the 100-foot review area.
Yes. So we have Tamara is here. logging in on the Zoom. She is representative of the applicant, owners of 10 Allison Drive. She is from Magic Outdoor Design. Tamara, can you unmute yourself?
Hi, good evening. How are you guys?
Good.
Good, thank you.
Fantastic.
Let me bring up the site plan here.
Right. There were a number of questions. This is for receipt. So this was for receipt last time. This is our
Yes.
first time discussing it. So
Yes.
we can discuss tonight, we can act tonight, or if there needs to be more clarification on the plans, we can act well within our legal requirements. We can act next month.
Okay, so Tamara, why don't you just give us your name, the company you're from, and give us a brief overview of the project.
Sure. Good evening again. My name is Tamara. I'm representing Magic Outdoor Design and overseeing the proposed project for 10 Allison Drive on behalf of the property owners, of course. So we're proposing a backyard improvement project, including, like you had said, an in-ground pool, a replacement deck, a patio, retaining wall, a pool house with a bathroom and a shower included, which is within the 100-foot area for the wetland review. So I submitted a revised plan of the survey to Maria this morning, which was the missing information that I had gotten from the staff report. And I have also, so in the new survey is where we located the septic system, which was the main thing. And I have also been in contact with Trent, I believe his name is, from the Madison Health Department,
Yes.
who had explained to me a lot more that has to do with the septic system of the house and what we need to do to follow through with the application itself. So I've spoken to him and he did confirm with me that we need to submit an application, which is the 19-13-B100A
Yes.
application
Mhm.
for a shared system that will have to, shared septic system, sorry, that will have to be with the house itself and also with the pool house. And of course, this application will have to be approved by the town and also the state. Also in the revised plan, I saw that one of the missing information was the deck. So the deck will only be replaced, not expanded at all. It would only be replaced and basically renewed. That was one of the missing information that we had on the report. And also in the new plans, I had the surveyor add the proposed pool house, which will have the bathroom and the shower inside the pool house. And as well as the patio materials and measurements. And the only thing I believe is yeah, we talked about the septic system. Oh, I'm sorry. The deck will be replaced and it will be sanded only a little bit.
Okay.
Okay. That will have to be, I mean, a little bit, what is,
Yeah, I know.
what's
We have,
set?
I would talk to the land surveyor and we would definitely have a revised plan for that as well. Because I believe he only put, it would be replaced but not extended enough itself.
What state approval is needed for this?
I'm sorry?
Oh, there was a reference to a state approval being needed.
Oh, for the septic system. Because it will have to carry with two structures. So Trent explained to me how for the for the septic system to have two structures, they have to be approved by the town itself and also the state.
Okay, no, that makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's one of my questions. So this pool house, is it a detached structure or is it attached to the house under the deck?
It's attached to the house under the deck.
Yeah,
Okay,
you'd think it would be considered one structure.
so it's not, you're not accessing it from the main house. It's just gonna be a standalone attachment?
Yes.
Okay, so that's why it's considered two. Okay. This whole time I thought it was, you were accessing it through the house as well.
Oh,
Like
I do plan on meeting with him next week where I will bring him the survey itself so he can see and we can go on from there and
Okay.
follow through and try to see if we can start the application process.
Okay,
What's this patio going to be constructed of?
It's a paver patio and it will have a crushed stone base.
Is that considered pervious or impervious?
I'm sorry?
Is it going to allow water to bleed through it? Is it a pervious surface or is it impervious?
I'm not too completely sure. I'm gonna have to follow up on that if that's okay.
Well, that would be helpful to know because you're adding, it would
A
be
lot of
important to,
impervious area, maybe.
right, it'd be important to understand how much impervious surface you're adding and how you're going to deal with that extra runoff.
How big are the stones that are going to be used to pave it with?
60 millimeter.
¿Cuánto?
16 millimeter.
16 millimeters,
60.
60, sorry.
That combined.
And it would be a techo block.
Is this on, this isn't on the plan,
I don't
right?
see it on the plan,
No.
but
Well, it
It
says
just says,
patio and a lot of
It
times.
has it on the survey notes, I'm sorry. I
it says
didn't-
path to be made of pavers with crushed stone base, but it doesn't, it's, at least what I'm seeing, it doesn't have the dimensions. Is that right? Of the pavers.
mm-mm.
Of the
Okay.
pavement itself, no, I believe he added the dimensions of the patio.
Yeah, but
Right.
not the pavers.
Right.
Okay,
The,
That-
the
that's
survey
important.
notes, yeah.
That's
ahead.
important because the smaller they are, the more space there is for water to drain down between them.
Right.
Oh. I would definitely update that on the plan.
Yeah, it would be great to figure out how much impervious surface you're adding with this project and how where the water is going to run off, or how you're managing the water runoff from this project.
Of
This
course.
is a fairly flat lot and it's all mowed, but
Mhm.
Yes,
you know, I'm just there's a lot of impervious, possibly impervious area being added to it, which
Right,
would
and-
change things.
Right, and I guess that's important to understand because it looks like most of this project is within the 100-foot review line.
mm-hmm.
Yes.
So, you know, and how close is so how close are you to the wetland, actual wetland?
I may have scaled it at one point. Hold on.
Yeah, looks like about 25 to 30 feet here.
Yeah,
'cause
wasn't it
there's
about
that
30 feet?
15 That 15
Okay.
foot setback there. It's probably 30 feet. And it's about
Okay.
7 feet below grade of the proposed patio area.
Right, so, you know, pretty much you're filling up this whole area with patio.
Yeah, the patio is about 40
Patio.
feet.
Yeah, so you've got two types of patio, right? You've got the in-ground pool with some patio to the north, you've got patio to the east.
Yeah, that was from
Is
the
it-
pool I just measured.
Yeah, so is there a patio to the west of the pool?
No.
Yes.
Or is that just a fence?
No, it's on
like-
the both sides of the pool.
It's on both sides, so it is gonna be closer, right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Yeah, this is where I measured it. I just scaled it off from wetland flag 3. It's about 43 feet
To the pool or to the whatever
to the
this
edge of the
patio is?
fence. From the pool, it's about 55 feet from the pool, but from the edge of the fence, from the patio,
Okay.
from like this area right here for what, from these stairs. It's about
Mhm.
40 feet.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay, I just scaled it up and it's about 40 feet from the edge of what appears to be the edge of the patio to the flagged wetlands.
Well, this is, it would be important for us to understand how much impervious surface is being added. It also looks like there's some elevation change and some fill coming in. Could you speak to that a little bit?
4 feet.
Yeah, sorry, I was just double checking with my husband. He's the one who designed the plan. Yes, it would be an elevation of a 4 feet.
That, so you're adding 4 feet of fill? Or is that the change? I mean, I'm trying to understand these, you've got these elevational differences between the lower patio and the pool, right? One says 32.5, one says 28.5. And I think it says in the application that there's going to be about 600 cubic yards of fill coming in. Is that right?
Yes, correct.
And that's for the patio.
Yes, it's for the patio itself, yes.
Pat-
The patio and the pool.
Now
Well, I
is
think. Go
Did
ahead.
anybody
Allison-
happen to go by it at all? I know you can, I mean, you can kind of really, it's open, so you can kind of see it. I don't know if anybody drove by it.
I mean,
I
the
have in the past.
And we
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I
look at-
drove by it, but I didn't go down the driveway, so I didn't get a good look. I did see those trees, and that's gonna be my question is what's gonna happen with the trees there in the back?
No,
We're not touching the trees on the back at all.
Even the one up in the upper left-hand corner? That
No,
one?
no, we're not touching the trees at all.
Okay.
when you look at the air photos, this is all flat and mowed. So it's already pretty open.
Yeah, it's a nice yard.
Yeah.
And I
well,
think it actually, it does dip a little, like the patio,
Yeah.
existing patio that's there now dips a little. I did a site visit last fall. When they first were interested in it.
And we can definitely stake out the design itself if you guys would like to come and see it.
Well, I won't be able to. Well, I guess I could at the end of the month. I think, I mean, I guess some of the main questions that, would be helpful to address on the next iteration of this plan would be more detail about the patio, like exact dimensions and the pavers. I guess you have the dimensions, but the pavers. Do you have, I didn't see a plan for how, and maybe I'm just missing this, but the sequence of construction events and where are you stockpiling anything?
Did I see it? Oh no, I see a construction entrance. I thought I saw a stockpile, but no.
Yeah, I saw a construction entrance, but I didn't see anything for if you need, bring in a lot of fill. So, is that being stockpiled? You're digging out a pool? Where does that go? It's helpful generally, especially when you're going to be digging out fill
Yeah.
to have an understanding of where it's going to go.
If I'm not mistaken, they're gonna take it out right away, so everything's gonna go in the truck itself and they're gonna bring it out.
Well, it would be helpful to have that on the plan as well.
Perfect. I'll definitely update that. And so let me just see if I understand the so you guys would like the paver dimensions on the plan itself as well, right?
Yeah, usually
Yeah,
they'll put a detail of it, right, Kaya?
yeah. And oftentimes, especially know if you're adding a lot of impervious surface. So it's not clear right now if it's impervious or pervious. It would be helpful to understand which one of the options it is. If the pavers are going to be spaced, where water can infiltrate, then, maybe we can think of this as a pervious addition. But if they're going to be closely placed, then that's impervious. And it would be helpful to understand the scope of that.
So they will be closely placed, and it is like a very random pattern, sorry. And is
Okay.
but they will be closely placed.
Okay, so it sounds like, so I gather then this will be more on the impervious side than the pervious. So it's not going to drain water. It's not infiltrating water. It's going to have to run off. Is that right?
That's right, correct.
A lot
Oh, I
depends on
don't.
how big the pavers are. If you've got stuff the size of a brick, then you're still gonna get a lot of infiltration because there'd be a lot of cracks for the water to run down.
Well, I think they said 60 centimeters, inches, Claire,
Millimeters, sorry.
millimeters
2 3/8 inches, basically.
2 and
are the
3.
pavers.
Yes.
Okay, those
Oh,
are small.
Those are pretty small. Well,
Well,
yeah, get a
yeah.
dimension for the pavers.
That should be that should be a call out on the a detail
If
on
they're
the
like
site
brick
plan,
size, then it's gonna pretty much count as being pervious.
right?
Okay, I'll definitely update the paver dimensions on the plan.
And for erosion control and drainage, what do you have planned there
They have a
during
we're-
construction?
We're gonna be adding a silt fence and erosion control matting that we're gonna have the entire time that we're gonna be doing the construction on the property.
And is that stone?
No,
No. Okay, so that'll need to go on the plan as well.
Okay. Perfect.
Let's see. Right, so you'll want to tell us what's happening to any fill coming in or out. You're going to sort out the septic system. You're going to provide measurements for the patio and the pavers or the pavers. You've added the shower and pool house and the bathroom. And you've clarified that the deck.
There's no
is
dimension
gonna-
on the deck either, right?
Yeah, that it's going to be replaced, but maybe extended. Existing deck to be rebuilt and replaced, but you mentioned that it might be extended, so I would, if that's happening, that would also need to be.
Yes,
We need the dimensions of all of that.
And I'm assuming that there's gonna be footings in the new deck, right? It's not gonna be a balcony of sorts. There'll be footings.
yes, correct.
So that will also be need. You also have to include that.
Okay, perfect.
Other from the agency members, other comments, questions to help get this in shape for next month?
I kind of have a comment, and when I talked to Tamara, I just want to know, at one point you talked about possibly doing this in stages. Like, are they gonna try to do the whole entire project? Or would they be doing the pool like, this year and then patio in addition next year? I just want to have an idea, just so the agency knows whether, if they want to prove everything or now, or just say with the understanding that it'll be done in phases.
Of course, yeah. If it's okay with you, the owner actually has sent us a message that he's in the meeting as well. Would like to speak. So I believe he can speak on that more than I can.
Okay, hold on one second. I could stop sharing. can.
I would think that the Phil wants to come in all at the same time rather than driving dump trucks into a half-finished project.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if they were doing the addition, like the pool house addition later and the deck later. Just the patio and pool now.
So hi, this is Ranjit Deshpande, and I'm here with Ruchika Karnik, my wife. We live at 10 Allison Drive. Thank you for taking a look at this project. It's a pretty big thing for us, and we've met Maria. I've met Maria multiple times, and one of the things that I want to say is this is going to be a staged project. Our goal is to do the patio built out first, and then maybe do the and then do the pool built out a little later. So I don't know if that's helpful or but that's what I wanted to talk about. The bath or the shower and the pool house, it'll have a dual entrance in my mind. But it's not, like I said, this plan is not written in stone. My goal is to have an entrance from, like, in my mind, I can have just an outdoor entrance or an indoor-outdoor entrance, but all depends on, how easy it is to do that. We have a walkout basement. There's already concrete. Sorry about that. There's already concrete in the at the base, right outside of the walkout basement. So there is, like, if you look on that on the map or on the plan, right under the patio is all concrete. That is how we got the house. My goal is to kind of have an entrance into the bathroom from under the patio there, and then an entrance from inside, because in the winter, if I want to get into the bathroom, I'm not going to go outside. That's how I'm thinking about it. And then what other questions would I answer? The material question, I'm going to leave it up to Jose to help me out with. Yes, so this, exactly, that's all concrete right there. And this patio, this deck that's there will, again, Jose can help me out here, but this deck would be extended, I think, 4 feet. And it's not going to be a 2-size, straight back, extended straight back. And then it's not going to be 2 levels. Currently, the deck is 2 levels. There's a small step off from, from where your hand is right now to the bigger deck. That's going to be just 1 level there. And it'll be 1 level even extending behind the house. So basically kind of match up as to 1. And then the pool house or the deck, I mean, the bathroom and the toilet will be right under the deck where the hand is right now, if that's helpful.
Okay. So are you thinking, as a staged project, are you thinking, it sounds like you want to start with the patio and I guess the pool house, bathroom. And then are you thinking it would be next summer to do, next building season that you would do the pool?
I would preferably like to use the pool for the next summer. That's how I'm thinking about it, but I don't know if it's I don't know how it's going to work out, how long this is going to take, and but that's the hope.
Okay. Well, it sounds like, I guess I would say 2 things. It sounds like if you are planning, and this is where I don't know, Maria can jump in. If you're thinking that you may have a connection to the house, a door to the house, then that probably is something to sort out quickly and pass on to the town, to Trent about the septic, because that could influence.
Right, then
How-
it wouldn't need state approval.
Right.
I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but if it's connected in the house, it might not, but you'd have to speak with the health department about that.
Okay.
So I would try to sort that out first thing, and see if you guys can nail down your plans for that. Because that isn't something, if you plan this with just the outdoor and then you change it to the indoor, you've probably gone through a whole lot of unnecessary expense and time trying to get the state approval. If instead you can have this connected to the house. So I would sort that out. I guess the other thing I would say is it sounds like this is still a little in flux with respect to some of the design and the patio design. And, in order for us to approve an application, it cannot be in flux. So if, I don't, so you're getting our feedback this month, and we'll try and give you as much as we can, but we really, we'll need details. We need solid details on how much, how big is that patio going to be? What are the footings going to be? We've talked about the paver size. We'll need, the ENS control measures and probably a sequence of how this construction is going to take place. And that will be really helpful because we can't vote on something that isn't complete. That leaves us kind of vulnerable to approving something that might change pretty dramatically.
No, thank you. Thank you so much for this. So all I can say is the only thing, I don't have anything in my mind that's going to change. The patio design, the pool design, everything. The only question I have is, because I just heard you guys talk about, like the whole team talk about the septic issue and the state stuff. So I wanted to make sure that people here understand that it's not just, and so it's going to be, the bathroom is going to share a wall with my basement. If the bathroom is going to share a wall with my basement, to me, if my basement doesn't have a bathroom, it's just easier to connect it inside and have an outdoor thing so people don't have to come in into the basement, into the bathroom. I think that's what I'm trying to say. But in my mind, I have it solidified. The patio, the only reason, not the patio, the deck is going to extend. I haven't looked at, I just came home from work, so I haven't looked at the latest plan. And like Maria said, we've been planning this for more than a year now. So I haven't looked at the plan right now, but if I am not wrong, and maybe Jose can help me out here, the deck will extend 4 feet out, and the patio under that is where we'll have to put in, I just heard a lot of discussion about impervious stone. So that's maybe I'll have to go back to Jose and Tamara and try to figure out what kind of stone and, size and stuff. I had a lot of talk about that too. So I think that's the thing. The design in my mind is pretty solid. The question again, I don't want to take too much time, but the question again for me is, how hard is it going to get me, or how hard is it going to be to get the state approval? And then what would I need to do in order to get this project off the ground? That's the way I'm thinking about it. I'm sorry if I'm taking too much time.
Well, that's okay. It helps clarify things. So I think the state approval, I think if you go back and talk to Trent and Maria about, or I guess Trent in particular, if you're gonna, and I don't know these regulations, but if you are gonna have a connection inside and outside, you may be able to avoid that altogether and just make sure you're compliant with the town septic. Is that right, Maria?
Mhm. I believe, yeah.
Right.
'Cause
So you'll have to,
I- And Joe could probably speak to this as well too. They're treating it as a separate building because there is no connection into the house. And if you're going to have a connection into your walkout, if you're in your basement and can go into this quote pool house area and then also get into it from the patio, I don't think they consider that a separate building, but I don't. I mean, it's really a health department question. Because I got triggered when she said state two. I picked up on that and I didn't understand because normally that's only if 2 structures are sharing a septic system. So, but if you talk to Trent, I mean, that may, you can clarify that and that if we get our answers, maybe by next month, we could be kind of okay with things, but your bigger holdup would still be that state approval for the for the septic.
This is extremely helpful. Thank you so much. I think this is extremely
welcome.
helpful for me.
And I will meet with Trent next week and I will explain to him a little more of the plan itself because I wasn't able to speak to him as much.
Okay.
But I will meet with him and I will speak to him. He just quickly explained to me the whole entire thing about the 2 structures and the needing state approval. But I plan on meeting with him and showing him the plans and the ideas of the house. And I will get all these revisions. Thank you for that. And I will update it on the plan itself as well.
So
Yeah, go ahead, Maria.
Do we want to just go over I jotted some notes down. Do we want to just go over to make sure we're getting everything
Yeah.
we'd like to see next month?
Yes.
So we'd like to see exact dimensions of the patio. Paver size. Where there's stockpiling. Sequence of construction events. If you're not stockpiling, is the fill going immediately? And the size of the new deck with footing details. Is there anything else?
Get the ENS stuff on the plan.
Okay. So ENS on plan. So she does have silt fence and they show a stake and filter fabric on the fence, on the
Okay.
on the
Oh,
plan.
so maybe I missed that. Okay.
So here's I'm not sharing
Oh,
anymore.
I see it. I see. No, I see
You
it.
see it now?
I have yeah, I've got it pulled up. It just didn't have it pulled up enough.
Yeah. And then he has a filter fabric and stake upslope, kind of detail. He has a construction entrance detail, which is really, yeah.
Excuse me,
Okay.
what is
And there's yeah, go ahead.
EMS? What is EMS?
Erosion and sediment.
Erosion. Go ahead.
Erosion and sediment controls.
Thank
Like
you so
that's the
much.
silk fence, so when there's the runoff won't go off into the wetlands and other part if there's runoff from construction.
Thank you.
It stops everything, keeps everything on site.
Got it. Thank you.
I think that just looking at the site plan. Yeah, that should cover it.
Anybody else have anything we want to add to that list?
No. Okay.
No.
All right. Well, thank you. So hopefully you have that list and you can revise and chat with Trent and we can see you again next month.
Yes, thank you so much. I really
Perfect.
appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So that was all of our pendings. So our next was an as of right non-regulated use. This is 25-24 605 County Road. This was the Hammonasset Fishing Association. And as you'll recall from last month, they wanted to remove existing silt and restore the water course to its prior condition. They have since, and we had pretty extensive conversation, but they have since withdrawn that application.
Okay.
Do you think they're coming back at some point, Maria?
He'd said that he would, there was an email that was supposed to be added. Let me take a quick peek. He did say that he would, at this time, would like to withdraw and that I believe they were going to be speaking with an engineer, land surveying company.
Okay.
Yeah, in response to the questions posed during the Madison Wetlands meeting in June, HFA understands that it is in need of more time for a proper response. HFA may engage the services of, they named an engineer, but I don't want to name the engineer, to assist with a new revised application. So they may, didn't say when or,
Okay.
hopefully they'll submit something within the coming months. So.
This is,
Okay.
this is mucking around in a river that may be classified as navigable waterway. And
Yes.
it might require a deep permit.
It would depend on how much, it would depend on what they wanted to do and how much of the water course they wanted to disturb or
I'm assuming
dredge
now
or
that they
whatever.
talk to someone, another professional, they'll get, some help and guidance in what
Yeah,
direction.
either way, they gotta talk to somebody. I would think they'd have to talk to somebody at deep and find out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, well, that's great. They can chat with someone and come back. So our next, we have 3 receipts So these again are
Mhm.
just come in, they're received, we have, but again, with our receipts, we want to decide if there's significant activity or if we want to do a site walk.
Mhm.
So our first one is 25-28, 397 Durham Road. This is for a regulated activity permit to remove an existing cottage and construct a multifamily residential development and associated site improvements within 100 feet. So this
Mhm.
is, I think, looking at what, 8 bedrooms, 4 bedrooms,
I, something along
it's like,
those lines.
yeah,
I
Four
think you
units,
made
units,
4
8 bedrooms.
2-bedroom units?
4 units.
Is
Yeah,
it 4
4.
2-bedroom units? Did I just make that up?
No, yep, that's it. So this is on this is
Klein
just,
property, yeah.
yep, this is just north of Green Hill. So it doesn't look like it looks like there's, oh, this is the 600 feet in review area. But nothing, it doesn't look like there's anything in the wetland being filled. Is that correct? Did I read that properly?
It
That's
looked
how it looked to me.
Okay.
to me too.
I will flag that the wetland was delineated in 2010. We have been asking applicants, I guess we don't have, if it's not within 5 years, this is almost 15.
So,
to-
okay,
to
I mean,
maybe
I'll take your word for it. I believe that's probably, right, I'm actually, it's on the application here. This went to, planning and zoning, I think a couple of years ago to change for there was a, regulation amendment or something for them to allow to do this. I thought that it was updated, the wetlands, but maybe I'm wrong. I'm
Well,
probably
on the map, it says
on the map.
delineated in
Yeah,
2010, so maybe there is something more, but at least what was submitted said 2010. So it's for
yeah,
receipt. I'm just flagging that. That's 15 years, so I don't know what P and Z, I don't know what they looked at.
yeah, no, I don't, yeah, because it didn't come here. It went, well, there was a regulation amendment, I think, for this in order for them to be able to do this.
They might have done a zone change to allow multifamily.
I think they did, yeah.
Is
Yeah, I
that
think
an
that's what they
industrial-
did.
Is that a commercial zone there now?
Yeah,
With a
this is the
course
golf,
getting across
It's
the
a special
yeah.
exception zone,
yeah,
What?
special exception zone, I believe.
So this
Yeah.
is a driving, right? Is this
Yeah.
Klein?
yeah,
Mhm.
Yeah,
yeah. Um,
So are those driveways aren't in there now? That's part of the application, right? New driveway?
No, there's a driveway that goes back to the house. At least
there
yeah,
is.
there's one
photos
driveway.
here to show that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there's one driveway. Um, yeah, so we haven't seen it, and and it's just a receipt, but I'm just flagging that probably we would want to see if it really is 15 years, an updated delineation of the wetlands.
Okay. I can let them know that.
Yeah, there's been beaver activity out there. I went out with Ben Diebold to look at Beaver Dam because that's on land trust property.
Mhm.
The neighbors wanted the land trust to do something about it. And we looked at it and thought that was enough.
Yeah, so and there's been, so I think it would be helpful. I don't, so I guess but in that, I'm flagging that, so yes, thank you, Maria, so you can let the applicant know.
Mhm.
But for our purposes, do we need a site walk or is this drive by? What do you guys think?
Well, if that driveway is there,
We can go back in there and
go
walk
back, I
around.
guess.
I mean, the house is unoccupied. So long as the
Well,
applicant has said we can go in there.
yes, that would be up to the applicant.
I can ask them if you want to walk at your leisure or if you want to, organize walk, I can ask them if we can,
Well, so I guess that's what I'm asking as well. So are people feeling that if we can get permission, it would be easier to do it on our our own. I will
They
just say,
they were on the Zoom earlier. They're not here
Okay.
now though.
I will just say that the only time I could do an official site walk would be August 2nd. I'm not back into town until the end of July.
That'd be right before.
It would
Yeah.
be the day before. So if we want to
Yeah.
do something official, I could, and I'm not saying you have to do it with me. It's just I know we have problems making sidewalks.
Mhm.
We could do it the 2nd, or if the applicant is okay, we can drive back. I think it's probably worth, given the amount that's being done on the property, I think it's worth looking at it. There's,
Yeah.
I think
Yep.
it looks like there's a lot of clearing happening, a lot within the 100-foot review line. I think it would be helpful to see.
Okay. I can
Um,
reach out to them about updated flagging. I mean, if you're gonna want a site walk, aren't you gonna want it flagged? So
mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, if right, if we're gonna, but I don't want to push people into a official
Right.
sidewalk. But I guess either way, we'd like to see. I think we do want to see this property. So
Well,
if
I'm
he wants to,
available. I'm available August 2nd if we want to do it on August 2nd. Or I can do it on my own. Doesn't matter.
I can be
Gavin
available on the
available.
2nd, but I'll
Yeah.
go do it on my own. We should
I'm
get it
okay on my
flagged
own.
fairly soon.
yeah. So if he can, if I
All right,
guess
let me reach
what I
out to him
would,
about about if it, just to make sure that it's, there's no problems with us walking grouped or otherwise, and then updated flagging, so we can
yes,
get an idea.
yes, I think
Okay.
updated flagging regardless, that would be great.
Right, and then it would depend on when that can get done.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, so the next one for receipt is 25-30, 702 Summer Hill Road. This is to convert above ground utilities to underground utilities below an existing steel culvert. So it looked like, I'm not sure, was all the information on the application for this?
So I walked the property today. And again, like I said, both of these people were online at the beginning and gave up, I guess. And I did reach out and ask for some clarification of some things by email, and I did not get a response, but I can try to reach out by phone tomorrow.
Okay,
Um,
The
but
question I
this
have
is,
is just electric. Is that
there's
that
above ground utilities right now. And I guess they've been having some issues with trees and things over the years, and it was recommended by Eversource that they go to underground, and this is where the building is that needs to be underground, where it needs to come from. The utility poles here,
okay,
and the culvert is right here. It's a pipe.
is this easily seen from the road? I don't know
No,
if we, no.
no, you'd have to go down the driveway. No, you'd have to go down the driveway. As a matter of fact, I parked here and walked down. It was a nice little walk.
Okay,
Down here. I mean, you could see it from aerial photos, but
okay,
he did do some pictures with, some
yeah,
photos.
okay, yeah.
But
Okay, and it really, so it looks like they just want to put this line in
right here,
between the two ponds. Yeah, okay.
yeah. Yeah, this is
All
the
right.
pond, and that's like a little streamy thing.
Okay. So probably doesn't need a sidewalk.
no, I don't think so.
How are they
Yeah.
planning on doing this? Just excavating and pushing a
Yes, there is.
conduit under the pipe?
I had a question. On some, like, according to them, they're placing Underground utilities, existing driveway, a short section to traverse their wetlands, pre-existing steel culvert is in place. Trench 1 foot wide to be dug in center of dirt driveway with material temporarily placed on either side of the trench. Trench will go beneath the culvert, which would not be disturbed. Adjacent wetlands itself will not be disturbed or impacted. No material will be placed in the wetlands. So they're gonna trench it, conduit it, they put
Go
it back.
back in.
Okay, this sounds similar to that other one up on.
Portly, yeah, on Durham Road,
Yes,
yeah,
yeah,
that's exactly what
Yeah.
I thought too, yeah.
They have that
Okay.
technology that they can burrow like a mole underneath streams and stuff.
Yeah, it's impressive.
I saw them burrow underneath the Willimantic River a few years back. So yeah, they can burrow under things.
Okay, well, no site walk, no significant activity. All right, so our last receipt is 25-32 Cops Road and Warpus. This is a town that is
Yeah.
doing pavement reclamation,
Yes,
vertical
and-
geometry improvements. What does that mean? What is vertical geometry improvement?
They're gonna put the
Great.
road in a different place.
What did you say? They're gonna what?
Raise
They're
or
gonna
lower.
put the road in a
place.
different place.
Right,
that
does
right?
that mean the bends in the road or? Yeah.
I just was envisioning triangles and circles and squares. I was like, that sounds so
And
interesting.
they're replacing some, that, I just lost that, oh, that application.
It's gonna
And
look like a
replacing
back
some
end.
storm
road.
drains, I think, too, yes,
Yeah,
maybe?
yeah, storm drains, new curbing, new concrete sidewalk, tree removal within the wetland review area. So tree removal within the review area is not in the wetlands though.
No, I don't think there's anything in the wetlands.
Yeah.
I could
Okay.
drive that.
So it seemed fairly comprehensive, and I assume that they will give us a fairly comprehensive presentation next month.
Yes.
Right, no site visit.
Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah,
those are all
7 miles.
received.
Yeah.
And that's great. And we'll see if we can get some information about visiting the Durham Road property. So we
Yes.
had some section 13s. I'm sure you did a lovely job. Invasive
Really?
species
Aren't there
removal.
so long? Oh, one of them, the first one was the one that you told me last month I could do for the land trust in
Yes.
section 13. Above ground pool, easy peasy. And Lake Drive, oh, disease trees. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, I
know,
think we're going to
like-
see a lot of that. That's
And we're
great.
getting, we actually, I think received one today, but what she needed to update, she didn't mark everything, but another beech tree drama. This one was a beech tree drama. And the
Okay.
one that we're getting, so I'm gonna do that as another section 13, the beech tree dramas continue, which I don't know. This poor lady
That's-
now may be put on hold with all the disaster that happened with the storm. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I heard about that. Okay, that sounds good. So correspondent Steve is informing us that all the poisoning they're doing, that's very nice. And just gonna get that in there. And then we have approval of minutes. I looked through the minutes actually pretty carefully and I thought they look fine. Did anybody have any comments on the minutes?
I read them too, and they look great. They
Look
look really
good to
good.
me.
Okay,
Look good.
all in favor of approving our June 2nd, 2025 meeting minutes, raise your hand, say aye. Any abstaining, opposing? No? All right. So we have, I'm scrolling down remarks. I had no remarks. Hope everyone's having a good summer.
Yeah.
Maria, do you have any remarks?
I don't have any remarks. I don't think so. I know that we're working diligently towards getting our applications online, our boarding commission applications. That may be fun to see how things progress that way. They'll submit everything electronically, no more papers and piles. I don't know what that does for you as far as viewing, that may change, may take you to a link. The link agenda may take you to our permitting software program to look at the things, but I'm not supposed to roll out the first, but I think it's delayed it's delayed, so maybe by next month for sure.
Okay.
Yes, I'm still receiving trees, a lot of tree things.
Mhm.
And I would like some clarification, if you don't mind, real super quick, on sheds. What is your take on agent approvals for small sheds? I normally do them. If they're quite a distance away, I usually stick with a parameter I work in. I do have one small one that's 96 square feet, and it is on crushed stone. Yeah, it's an 8 by 12 shed or 8 by 10 shed or something like that. And but it's only 30 feet from a flagged wetland. It was flagged by Davidson Environmental.
96 square feet. And is there a slope or grade towards the wetland?
I haven't seen it yet. I haven't gone to see the property, but I can do so. So if that's what if it is and it's not super flat, I can definitely
Well,
tell them.
I was just trying to think through, if it's on crushed, if they're not digging, it's on crushed stone and it's
Yeah, it's
small,
just a drop.
what's gonna, what else would we care about? And I guess we would care about the grade.
And
But if
usually
you're
I
putting
yeah. Yeah, I'm usually like I said, if it's too close, I usually kick it no matter what, but especially if they're doing a lot of, excavating or digging, but
yeah.
Did they say anything about leveling off a patch for the crushed stone?
it's very new. It just came through today and we're
Oh,
trying to work
okay.
some things out. So we just sent him the application because we know there is wetlands. So I haven't did a site visit yet. I just wanted to kind of get ahead of it before I did it and, have to tell him he's gonna wait 2 more months. So,
Yeah, well, yeah, so Joe's nodding. I guess, 30 feet is getting close, but if it really is just kind of being dropped, it's relatively flat and there isn't digging and there isn't a lot of disturbance,
yeah, right.
that seems reasonable. If it gets a little more complex, then that
Yeah.
30 feet is kind of getting close.
Yeah, there's always like things like in the building code, if it's 200 feet or smaller, they don't need a building permit. So I would
Yeah, they
think,
don't need a building permit.
I would think anything over 200 square feet and within 25 feet of wetlands, like automatic less, smaller than that, farther from wetlands by say 75 feet, up to 75, that could be administrative all day. But like we we're saying, once that payloader comes to like scalp the earth, then we can trust your instinct, Maria.
Yeah, I'm assuming where it is, it's gonna be like at the kind of a top of the driveway kind of thing, so it's gonna end up coming, I want to confirm all that. And normally I don't anything, I usually don't even, if it's that close, but it was such a small shed. Definitely if it required a permit or even if it was very close to the 200 square feet, I would say no go, but that's just why I asked. And again, I don't know I haven't been out there, I haven't seen the topography, but just before we waste, a lot of his time, if I could have just done it, I'd like, if you're okay with my judgment, then I'll do that.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're very happy with your judgment.
Okay. And that's
Um,
all I have. We don't
Okay.
have Anna for a while, so we won't have her again next month. We need 4 of y'all to show up for a quorum, so I don't know, if Martin will be around, so whose turn it'll be next month not to show, but just want to remind you guys that we don't have her, I think, until September or October, so.
Did she have her baby already? Did I miss that?
I don't think so. I think Ting says
Okay,
she
but
was due around now, like first
yeah,
few
I
weeks of
thought there was
July
okay.
or something like that. So yeah, I
Yeah.
haven't heard. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I will be here on Monday the 4th,
Okay.
and I'll be in Connecticut. Give up the mountains.
I'll be here.
Okay.
I just like to
So
say something about, at the last meeting, there seemed to be some hesitation to approve those 2 lots that we did first because they were so crowded onto the wetlands. And I don't know, I'm the new kid on the block, but I've done this kind of stuff for quite a few years. And it seemed to me that by giving a referral to the Planning and Zoning Commission, you're kind of, even though you're not giving a permit for the particular lot, you're kind of allowing the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve that lot, and then you're kind of stuck approving a wetlands permit for something on that property. And I don't know, I have some ideas. I was thinking, I'm not ready to discuss it tonight, but I was thinking of writing you folks a memo with some of my ideas on this.
I
Okay.
think that's a
Well,
good idea. I think that's a good idea. And because I had a similar question, whether or not we could condition and this might be in your memo, Steve, but we can condition division approval with house size, because that seems to be what causes most of the problems is them increasing the size of the house.
Well, this is Madison.
Yeah.
Big houses get lots of money. And little
Yeah.
houses don't. So then you got to balance the cost of the land with the size of the house that you could sell it. And I don't know, this isn't 1930 anymore.
Well, they put it on the original plans then, rather than.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you come in with a plan, then you're really kind of locked into what you show on the plan in the first place.
I kind of feel on this lot though, that these were always going to be about the size they are. He doesn't normally build houses that are smaller than.
No, because you can't
No.
make money on them.
s-
If you're not
So-
making something in the upper 800,000 or more, you're not making the kind of money that you want.
So I mean, I agree, and I do think that it is challenging, and I'm not sure where the regulations go, but it is challenging to give a subdivision referral, and we get a variety of these where they kind of sketch out where the house may be, and then it changes hugely, or the size changes. And maybe not on this one, but I know at Opening Hill we had a lot of issues with change and
Yeah.
enforcement issues on that subdivision, and we've had some other ones on Summer Hill, and there's been a variety of that. I mean, I don't know. So I think it'd be great to see your memo. It would be interesting to see what we can do or what we can say in our referrals to P&Z. But I think everything, what has to happen is they have to come back, and that's what happens. And like this
Right.
last month, it was, we have made that better by adding vegetated
Yeah.
buffers, which weren't
But
there originally.
Right.
But if a lot is approved with the Planning and Zoning Commission because you came in with a referral that allowed these lots to go to the Planning and Zoning Commission, then you're kind of locked in. You can't say, yeah, no, this lot is too small for that size house. Well, I suppose you
That's
could,
gonna
but-
all be, and I kind of understand what you're saying, but this, for instance, like this subdivision in particular was vetted, and we've met several times before it even got to the point of going to the significant activity and the subdivision referral in front of you, because it had to work. We had to know it was going to work zoning wise with the
Yeah.
open space conservation district and get the lots and have them comply with zoning. So, we can't tell somebody that they can only build small houses, but it did happen to work. I understand it was a little too close to comfort with the wetlands, but the property was walked, and I'd like to see what the memo says too, but it wasn't that it was just kind of never looked at and discussed and we weren't taken by surprise. At least I wasn't.
Yeah, well,
because
if those two rear lots were just combined to make one bigger lot.
there was actually supposed to be more.
Yeah,
And
Yeah.
there was supposed to be more lots back there originally. And on if I could be mistaken, right? But on our walk, that's when they ended up eliminating one.
Yeah, that wasn't
Um,
going to work.
Yeah, there was supposed to be 3 lots, I believe, in the back. So there is some give and take before it does,
Yeah,
forgot
and that
about
one
that.
was pretty
Yeah.
complicated. But I think, the fact that, where we, yes, a referral means that they can build on those lots and they can build a house. But if they come back with something like that totally exceeds, that really impinges on the wetland, that's where we can say, no, yes, you have to come
There-
back. Yes, you can build a house, but you can't,
there is-
we can do that, we have some agency there.
And there has been, right, Keo? There has been some, there is a subdivision and the name escapes me and this keeps popping up lately, this past few weeks, that was an approved subdivision by planning and zoning. Went back several times because they had to approve it in sections because of engineered septic systems. And there was one lot that wetlands just never approved because they were never going to be able to get a septic system on this one lot.
Oh, is that Milestone?
Milestone,
Yeah, no, I mean, it was insane. That was insane.
because of the wetlands. Yeah.
Well,
And
there
they
was-
kept trying
when
and they
it-
kept trying to sell it and it's just
It-
never going to get past,
No,
which that's
when
an
it
approved
fl-
subdivision, but that lot just did not happen to work with the wetlands.
That
And
the
that
one
lot-
where we
yeah.
walked in the woods and they pointed at lots over here and there and we had to use our imagination. to find us.
No, this
Well-
is off Hunter's Trail. This is Milestone. It's on the corner of Milestone and Hunter's Trail. And I think we were there in the spring or the fall and there'd been rain and it was literally 3 feet from the wetland was 3 feet from the tiniest bit of upland that, I mean, it was, and they were gonna have a septic up on Hunter's Trail and they were gonna have it was, and that is so wet. So yes, that one, but that was approved, that subdivision, I think it was approved in the 60s. And that lot just
That
never got
70s,
built.
came back in the
because-
80s, came back in the
they-
90s, came back
Yeah.
again in the 2000s.
Yeah,
It's-
and that just
yeah.
wasn't, you can't do
Oh.
it. There's just nothing you can do there. Anyway, so I think it would be great. I think it would be great to see to hear your
Yeah, may
thoughts
give
and
us
see
other
your
things to
memo.
think about when they come and
Yeah.
other things to ask.
Yeah,
know.
because that's helpful because that's where we can catch things is on, especially with subdivision. Okay. Any other thoughts?
And your time is almost up.
Yes, I have.
Your dime is running
whatever.
out.
I've got 17 minutes before the library boots me. So my son's going, "What are you done?" I'm like, "Okay, got things." Right. I'll take
All
our
right.
last motion of the evening.
I move we go home.
Okay. Second. All right, we've got a motion to adjourn.
Adjourn.
All in favor? Raise your hand, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, opposed? Nobody's opposed. All right, we'll see you next month.
Everybody in
you.
August.
All
Bye.
right,
Okay.
Bye.
bye.
Bye.